The story begins not with peace, but with blood and fire. The world trembles as the name Heavenly Demon spreads across the battlefield. He is not just a man, he is a force of nature, a monster that has crushed countless warriors beneath his overwhelming power. His very presence shakes the air, and even seasoned martial artists collapse in despair when they feel his aura. Yet amidst the chaos and endless corpses, one figure still stands. His robes are torn, his body drenched in blood, but his eyes shine brighter than ever. This man is Chung Myung, the 13th disciple of the great Manhwa sect, the youngest sword of the once glorious sect that had stood as a pillar of justice in the martial world. He is battered, breathing heavily, his body at its limit. But retreat is not an option. His seniors have already perished. His sect has been shattered. The only thing left for him is this one final stand. The heavenly demon steps forward, his voice booming like thunder. He mocks Chung Myung for resisting, for standing in the way of a power that even the greatest warriors could not stop. Each word drips with arrogance and disdain. But Chung Myung does not falter. He grips his sword tightly, and in his heart, he remembers. He remembers the faces of his brothers who fought and fell. He remembers his sect master, whose teachings still guide his hand. He remembers the proud halls of the Manhwa sect, now nothing more than ruins. And he knows, if he falls here, the world itself will be lost. With a sharp exhale, he raises his sword. The blade trembles in his weary hand, yet when he swings, it carries the will of Manhwa itself. The air fills with countless shimmering petals, illusions of plum blossoms blooming and scattering in every direction. This is the ultimate technique of the Manhwa sect, the plum blossom sword art. The heavenly demon charges, each step shaking the earth. His strikes are heavy, monstrous, enough to crush stone into dust. Each clash between his dark energy and Chung Myung's sword creates an explosion of light and shadow. The battlefield becomes a storm of destruction, plum blossoms scattering against a tide of demonic power. The fight is merciless. Chung Myung is thrown back, blood spraying from his lips, but he staggers to his feet again and again. His body screams in pain, yet his spirit does not yield. With every swing, he pours the last of his life force into his blade. With every strike, he carves his determination into the world. Manhwa will not die with me. At last, in one final desperate surge, Chung Myung channels everything he has left. His sword pierces through the demonic storm and strikes the heavenly demon's chest. The world falls silent for a heartbeat. The heavenly demon, shocked, staggers backward, his laughter turning into a hollow echo. Both warriors collapse, their bodies broken beyond repair. The heavenly demon chuckles with his dying breath, mocking Chung Myung for sacrificing everything for nothing. But Chung Myung only smiles faintly, whispering, "As long as I breathe, evil will never win." Then silence. The great 13th disciple of Manhwa lies among the corpses, gazing at the sky one last time. His vision blurs. The faces of his brothers and his master flash before his eyes. Regret weighs on his chest. Regret that his sect has fallen, that its name will fade into dust, that his sacrifice may never be remembered. And so, Chung Myung dies, the last sword of Manhwa, gone with the wind. But fate is strange. Death is not the end. Suddenly, darkness lifts. He gasps for air. His eyes fly open. Chung Myung sits up, startled. The battlefield, the corpses, the heavenly demon, all gone. Instead, he finds himself lying in an unfamiliar place, in the frail body of a young beggar boy. His limbs are thin, weak, trembling. His stomach growls with hunger. His clothes are ragged. At first, he believes it must be a cruel dream, or perhaps some twisted illusion created by the heavenly demon. But slowly the truth dawns on him. He has been reborn. He stumbles through the streets, his mind spinning. Time has passed, not days, not years, but a full century since the day he died. And the world he once knew has changed. The name Manhwa sect, which once stood tall as one of the greatest sects under the heavens, is now nothing more than a shadow. The sect that was feared by demons and respected by all righteous warriors has fallen into obscurity. Its disciples are scattered, its legacy ridiculed. Some even laugh when they hear its name, dismissing it as a relic of the past. Chung Myung clenches his fists, fury boiling inside him. He gave his life, shed his blood, sacrificed everything to protect the world and preserve the honor of his sect. And yet, after 100 years, the Manhwa sect has withered into nothing. But despair does not consume him. Instead, his eyes burn with the same fire he carried on the battlefield. He may now be in the body of a pitiful beggar, but his spirit remains unbroken. With a fierce determination, Chung Myung swears an oath. He will rebuild Manhwa. He will raise its flag once more. He will carve the name of the sect into the heavens again, so that no one will dare mock it ever again. And thus the tale begins. The rebirth of the sword saint of Manhwa, the revival of a fallen sect, the journey of a man who defied death itself. This is the story of the return of the Manhwa sect.